didn't see you come in. What can I do for you? I'm sorry, what was the name? Fuller? Fuller. Oh yes, Fuller, the China hutch, right? Yes, yes. It's going to be a beautiful piece of furniture. I guarantee it, you'll see. Oh yes, yes. It's coming right along. In fact, this is part of it right here. Here, let me show you something. Take a look at this. Just look at the detail there in the wood. You see that? And tell me this isn't going to be a beautiful piece of furniture. You see, we do all of this work by hand. Just like my sign says, Jake and Sons Woodworks, always true to form. What's that? No, I'm not Jake. Jake was my father. He started this business many, many years ago and passed it on to me. You know, we've got furniture in this town that's older than most of its residents. And I guarantee you that this China hutch will be passed down through many generations within your family as well. We're building that good, that's a fact. Oh, really? It's going to be a wedding present. That's nice. For your son? Well, congratulations. When's the big day? 2 weeks. Oh yes, oh yes. We'll have it ready by then, don't you worry about that. I'm sure you've got enough on your mind. What with your son getting married and all. Yes, yes, children. Children are a real blessing. Yeah. Yeah, there's something mighty fine about a son. Mighty fine indeed. No doubt about it. Me? Yes, I have one. I mean two. I have 2 sons. No. Neither one is married. You know, children are a funny thing, aren't they? I mean, you just never know what they're going to be when they grow up. You raise them the best you can, you plan for them, you train for them. There's just no telling. My oldest boy, he's not with us anymore. I had such big plans for that boy. I expected he'd take over this place after me, but that's not to be, I guess. You know, even when he was just a little runt, he used to spend all of his time in here. I caught him in here once. Oh, he couldn't have been more than 8 or 9 years old. And he was playing with all of my tools. And I asked him what he was doing. And he said, "I'm a builder, Daddy, just like you." Even at 8 years old, he knew how to use all the tools. His hands were made for working the wood. I was just so sure that he'd carry on the family tradition and be true to form, like our motto. But like I said, with kids, you just never know what you're going to get. My younger son, Jamie, used to follow his big brother around in here all the time, copying whatever he did. I was so proud of those 2 boys. My heart would swell with pride just seeing them in here, standing there, side by side, working the wood. Look, I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but there's something that happens with your firstborn. Something exceptional. I don't know, maybe it was the way he came into the world. He was in such a big hurry. We didn't even make it to the hospital in time. Or maybe it's that rush of emotions you feel when you realize for the first time that you're a dad. But I held on to that little one like there wasn't anybody or anything in the whole world that would ever come between us. At least that's what I believed and that's what I prayed. We raised him in the church. The wife and I always saw to that. I don't know where we went wrong with the boy. If the church doors were open, we were there. He even won some kind of a Sunday school contest once by memorizing the most Bible verses. Oh, he couldn't have been more than 12 or 13 years old at the time. Yeah. And for the whole weekend, we couldn't shut him up. Oh, he did make me smile, that boy. But you know what? I never saw it coming. Up until the day he laid down his hammer and walked out the door, I never saw it coming. He said, "Dad, this isn't for me anymore." And he walked out the door. I thought I knew him. I had always taught my boys that family was the most important thing. That it was your own flesh and blood that mattered the most. But I guess he didn't see it that way. He just left us. He walked out the door and never looked back. Well, there's really nothing unusual about the rest of the story. Happens all the time with kids, I guess. He fell in with the wrong crowd. He started hanging around with a bunch of losers. You know the type. Unemployed, homeless, looking for a free handout. They just drifted from town to town. And I guess his mouth got him into a lot of trouble. I don't know exactly what he did, but eventually he just ended up on the wrong side of the law. Look, I don't know what your politics are or how you feel about the death penalty. I don't know if there are some crimes that should give us the right to kill another human being. But I do know this. Parents aren't supposed to outlive their children. God never intended for that. I don't know. Maybe he got what he deserved. Maybe society is better off without him. But I know I'm not. You see, it doesn't matter to me what he did or didn't do. It only matters to me that he is my son. My younger boy, Jamie, took it pretty hard. It doesn't look like he'll be following in my footsteps either. It looks like he's heading down the same path that his older brother did. You see, Jamie's been hanging around with the same group of men his brother did. True to form, I guess. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lay all that on you. I'll have the China hutch ready in time, I promise. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Joe. It'll be ready. You have my word. You take care now. I miss you, son. I miss you, son. It just seemed that there came a time when I couldn't hold you anymore. I couldn't protect you anymore. And somehow it just seemed like the whole world came between you and me. My son. My Jesus. So Joseph.